Thank you for tuning in. This is the 2021 virtual Fork State of the Township. My name is Liana Marte. I am the Director of Easton Initiatives, overseeing the Forks Business Association. We are so grateful to have you here today, and we hope you enjoy the show.
And now we would like to thank our sponsors for this event. Thank you to our maroon and gold sponsor, Unity Bank. Thank you so much, Susan and team, for all that you do for our community. And thank you to our Falcon sponsor, Gross McGinley Attorneys at Law. Thank you so much, Adrian and team, for always being a Forks Township advocate.
Hello everyone, Lori Nelson here. Get ready to hear some exciting updates from each of the departments about what's going on and what's new and exciting in Forks. And don't forget, today's program is going to be aired in our Chamber webinar library, so check it out. Enjoy the show.
Good afternoon. For those of you that don't know me, my name is John O'Neill, and I am Chairman of the Board of Supervisors in Forks Township. On behalf of the board and our management staff, I would like to welcome you to the State of the Township address for Forks Township. Over the course of the next hour, you will hear from our leadership team, and they will speak to you about the various areas they manage. Our leadership team consists of the following: Rachel Solzbeck, Park and Recreations Director; Steve Kramer, Public Works Director; Greg Dorney, Chief of Police; Tim Weiss, Zoning; Donna Azier, Township Manager. Donna Azier is a name you may not recognize, as she was just recently hired as our new Township Manager, replacing John Cornell, who made the decision to retire. Donna brings a lot of energy and creative ideas and has made a huge impact in such a short period of time. During their presentations, they will be highlighting some key activities of the service their department provides and some major accomplishments over the last year. Personally speaking, each of them and the members of their departments take pride in their work to provide top quality services to the residents of Forks Township. I would be remiss if I did not mention the other members of the Board of Supervisors that I have the pleasure to serve with. And they are Kelly Keegan, Dan Martiak, Tim Hughes, and Ty Corello. Along with myself, this group of individuals is committed to the community and dedicated to the progress within Forks Township. Over the last year, this country was hit with a pandemic that put a strain on the township. We were forced to shut down some of our revenue-generating facilities, such as the community center. We needed to prepare for a new safety protocol that no one would have ever imagined. We needed to be creative to our dedication to fiscal responsibilities so we could survive this difficult time, and I am happy to say that we did. First, we did not cut any service that we provided to our residents. We showed commitment to our dedicated employees by keeping them employed through the pandemic. We were able to pass a budget for 2021 with no additional tax increase. We waived any late payment fees on utility bills to our residents that were having a difficult time making their payments in a timely fashion due to the pandemic. It is important to note that we have not had a tax freeze in the township in approximately 4 years, yet continue to provide high quality services. As I mentioned, we are committed to fiscal responsibility. I wanted to provide you an example of this. Just recently, we as a board decided to consolidate our debt to take advantage of low interest rates. By doing this, we were able to generate a one-time savings of $502,000 in 2021, which will be used for various projects within the township. It is important to note that we did not have to extend the term of our current existing loans to realize this savings. One other thing I would like to call your attention to is a project that is happening over at the community center. Our community center is used as a place of shelter during major storms when there is a loss of power throughout the township. I am thrilled to report that we are in the final stages of installing a backup generator to keep the community center fully functional during these difficult times. In closing, I will say as a board member and as a resident of the township, I am proud of the services we provide. I am thrilled to have a park system that is established, and we continue to look to ways to improve that facility. Our public works, police, and fire are always willing to serve any way possible. I would ask, since we are not able to do a live presentation today, that you please submit all questions to our township manager, Donna Azier, and we will be sure to provide a timely response. It has been a true pleasure speaking with you today, and please remain healthy and safe. Thank you.
And now we have a quick message from our maroon and gold sponsor, Unity Bank.
Hey Jim, can you move that orange Mustang over there?
You got it, Peter.
No, the Mustang.
I may not be the best lot attendant, but I'm great at one thing, helping small businesses grow. Call me at Unity Bank. I'll work for you.
Unity Bank, growing with you.
Good afternoon. I'm Stephen Kramer, Public Works Director for Forks Township. I've been here for 6 years. We are located at 100 Newlands Road East, along with our recycling center, which is located at 1051 Frost Hollow Road. The Public Works Department currently has 11 employees. 3 of those employees are stormwater, sewer, sanitary line, MS4 positions. The other 8 positions are in the road department side of things. In 2020, we did approximately 1.12 miles of road paving with a combination of residential and commercial roadways. Our plan for this year is to continue on that path. It seems to be a pretty successful path of incorporating residential along with commercial routes that are used without the township. Part of our program is working in conjunction with other departments, and we are currently in a 5-year program with our Parks and Rec department with the bike path system throughout the township. In 2020, we did a bike path from Sheffield Drive to Mecco Road, a complete overhaul, basically reused what was there existing and then overlaid it and cleaned the pathways as if it was new again. And our plan is to continue that over the next 5 years. Once that cycle is complete, then we'll have a preventative maintenance program where we'll come back and seal coat each of those pathways, kind of like your driveways. You stay on, you maintain your driveways with a sealer. Same thing with the rec paths. The township is required under a permit, the MS4 permit, to maintain a street sweeping program along with inlet inspections and repairs. We currently have a TV truck along with a jet vac and sewer jet truck that, due to the permit, we're required to maintain our storm sewer system, which leads to the Delaware. It's a yearly permit. It's a 5-year permit cycle. We are in year number 3 of our permit. In the next couple of years, we're required to do some type of remediation, a 10% reduction in one of our watersheds, which we are currently working on with the Board of Supervisors along with our township engineer, with the ultimate goal of hopefully completing that 10% reduction in-house at a savings to the taxpayers of Forks Township. We maintain road maintenance throughout the year. It's an ongoing cycle. It doesn't stop in the wintertime. As we all know, we have potholes. We're not immune to them, but we keep pretty active in our road maintenance. We try to keep up with crack sealing, road conditions. Forks Township is known for sinkholes, unfortunately, and they do pop up, and we're on top of them when they happen. We have a pretty extensive leaf collection program. We have a schedule that's put out usually in June or July with the second week of October, the beginning of the season, which runs through the first week of December. The township is split up into areas, so everybody has a defined district, and they know when we're coming. I'm very proud as the Public Works Director to mention the Fritchie Hill Culvert Replacement Project. We had a cost estimate done by our engineer, and it would have cost to contract it out around $500,000. I'm very proud to say that the employees of the Public Works Department and Forks Township saved the taxpayers of Forks Township $200,000 by doing the project in-house. I'm very proud of that. The community center parking lot, as technology turns, Public Works takes that turn as well, and we try to find ways and means to be efficient. And LED lighting is one of those things that we have going forward. We started in the community center parking lot by upgrading all the street parking lot lights to LED, along with the interior basketball courts. They have all had a complete redo of LED lighting. On the street side of things, we currently have mapping in place that we're going to start township-wide, starting in certain areas and making our way at some point. Within the next 5 to 7 years, every street light in the township should be an LED bulb, which makes it more efficient, saves on cost of energy, and allows us to put that money into other places like our road program, recycling center. We've also, with COVID-19, it's changed the world, and part of that involves Public Works, and we have gone throughout municipal properties, police station, community center, most of the areas at this point that have public access, and upgraded everything to touchless technology in an effort to try and stop the spread of COVID-19. We also, our access control system was out of date, so we've upgraded our access control system throughout the municipal buildings in conjunction with an outside vendor. Our Township Fleet, we have a preventative maintenance program. Part of the 11 employees of my staff, one of them is a mechanic. Very proud to say that he does a great job. He maintains the police fleet, fire fleet, parks fleet, any township vehicle we have, he puts his hands on, and with the savings to the township. We also have a Pennsylvania Great State grant, the DEP 902 grant. Over the last couple years, we've been very successful, and that's all warranted to the participation of the residents and businesses of Forks Township. We were able to obtain a leaf vac for our leaf collection, a 938 MCAT front end loader, and this year we were able to order a hook lift leaf vac system, which will now, with the addition of that piece of equipment, there will be no boots on the ground to collect leaves, which in the long term try to prevent injuries from happening. This should actually, from a cost saving standpoint, workman comp claims, and be more efficient. In 2020, we did have some weather events. One major one was August the 4th of 2020, Hurricane Isis came through Forks, did some pretty significant damage. We had flooding issues. There was a bridge along the Bushkill Drive that washed out alongside of it. We had lots of trees down. But as Public Works, we responded and we got through it. Which leads us to the winter of 20 into 2021. It started out like a line and ended like a line. But again, the dedicated staff that we have in our Public Works Department got through it. They dedicate themselves every year, but they really put forth this year with it wasn't easy. and they pushed through, and I believe, as you can see on my slide presentation, on the bottom, you're going to see the township line of Forks. And I always like to point that out. When you get to Forks, you know you're in Forks. The guys take pride in that. And our residents acknowledge that as well. It's very rare do we get a negative comment when it comes to winter operations. But you know when you're in Forks, and we understand businesses have to function. We understand residents like to go. So the guys really put forth a great effort, and you couldn't ask for a better bunch of guys. Part of our public works operation is our recycling center. And as business owners, we want to let you know that we are there for you. If you have something you need to recycle, we are there. Every year as a business, you're required to report annually what you recycle and turn into the township. But recycling is good for business, and it's the law. The Municipal Waste Planning, Recycling, and Waste Reduction Act of 1988, Act 101, requires commercial, institutional, and municipal establishments located in Pennsylvania and mandates municipalities to recycle paper, cardboard, newsprint, plastic, steel, aluminum, biometallic cans, glass, and leaf waste. Our facility is located at 1051 Frost Hollow Road. Our hours of operation are, at the moment, it's summertime hours, which are Tuesday and Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. In closing out, I'd just like to thank the residents and the businesses of Forks Township for your unconditional love and support. Thank you.
Hi, how are you? My name is Tim. I'm the zoning officer of Forks Township. My segment of this story is to tell you what's happening with the new building and planning in the township. I'm going to start slow out in our industrial park. I think the first thing I want to mention is our industrial park is booming. The commercial business has been great, even during the pandemic of last year. I just wanted to point out that some of the current buildings we have there, if you're not aware of, the Bakery, which is a French bakery. The first one in the United States was came to Forks Township. They make confections and sweets. They're already on their third expansion. This one is a 90,000 square foot addition. I'm sorry, 150,000 square foot addition to the property. So that's adds more jobs to the township, something we're looking forward to. Also, EcoPacks, the packaging company that makes fast food storage packaging. They've also expanded on their third expansion of 90,000 square feet. And the latest is Follett. Due to the pandemic, if you're familiar with the vaccines having to be stored at super low for temperatures, Follett is a leading manufacturer of refrigeration equipment, basically for cruise ships, but now I think they're diverting to the pandemic. So that's a pretty slow start, nothing really excited about that. Also, there's been a new warehouse built in the township, 100,000 square feet, in Braden Boulevard, also part of the industrial park. Also being proposed, this area, if you notice anywhere in the area of Palmer Township, Bethlehem Township, a lot of warehouses have been built. We're not alone. On Padula Road and Glover Road, there's two projected warehouses, one 433,000 feet, another 160,000 square feet of flex or storage space. So that's the boring part, but that is the essential part to Forks Township for survival. Commercial businesses help lower our tax base, so something we look forward to. Now, something new in the township that we haven't had in a long time is apartment buildings. Right behind the old Forks Diner, which now is currently for sale. Hopefully someone will buy that and revitalize that. We've had 6 separate apartment buildings, each 10 units, so a total of 60 apartments that have been built and rented as we speak, with the exception of the last building. But they have been sold as apartments for apartment use, And like I said, it's called Forks Village, right behind the Forks Diner. Second set of apartments is something also really new off of Mecca Road. It's called Sullivan Park Apartments. There are 72 apartment buildings, 3 stories high, built right behind what's currently called Town Center 2, where they're building townhouses. So the big thing in apartments is we get really light on those. So there'll be 4 apartment buildings there, which will add to some of the needed space we've had for rental requests over the years. Now we're into, let's say, the single family homes, purchasing homes. If you're familiar with what was called Penns Ridge in the township, the last phase 13 and 14 have been built. I think that was a total, let me check. I'm sorry, 63 additional townhouse units. That again, they were purchased actually before they were built. And also for townhouse apartments, we have what's called Grocer's Alley, which is behind the Walgreens, that area there. Also, they are being built as they're sold. So we have some really impressive housing market right now that it's a really hot market. These homes are being built or being sold before they're built. So that's adding a lot of residential property to the township. Now, the last, I think, most exciting part that people have been asking for, we get a lot of phone calls about what's happening on Sullivan Trail. As you can see, a lot of demolitions taking place. The Hanson building's been torn down. The old Rita's, the aqua pools. There have been development plans submitted and approved for those. And some of the things I can tell you are definitely going in there. Down by the gas station, the former aqua pools and Rita's, that right now we have plans being processed for a Starbucks and Jersey Mike subs. There also will be a separate restaurant there. We're not sure what that'll be yet, but that will be a brand new facility across from another brand new facility, Mavis Tire, which was recently put in place. As you move down to where the Hanson project is located, we're not 100% sure what's going in there yet. The plans have been submitted along with additional new plans for Park Plaza, which is right next door. Park Plaza is actually adding 16,000 square feet of retail space. They're extending the building out towards the street, and they also plan to put at least one drive-through restaurant type on that pad. Right next door to Hanson property that's been torn down, there's talk from the developer, he'd like to see a Chipotle, which is something he has on the mark. A lot of people are looking forward to that. There may be, because of that, there may be some possible changes to the roadway. There's talk about a roundabout. If you're not familiar with that, it's kind of the old circle built to accommodate east traffic flow, some of the congestion on Sullivan Trail. So that's what's proposed here. We don't have any definite plans on it yet, so I can't really comment more on that. But the Starbucks, Jersey Mike's, definitely definite. The last thing I want to speak about real quickly is the township right now is currently involved in making a comprehensive plan, which is a kind of a blueprint for where they want to be down the road. So right now there's been mailers mailed out. There's been a survey monkey that's been put out for questions for you to answer to see what you really like with the township. So please take the time to answer the survey monkey. And the last thing, along with the plans I just talked about, Sullivan Trail, the township was also involved in what we're calling a streetscape project, where we want to make the section of Sullivan Trail that's basically our commercial area more pedestrian friendly, where we have type of walking paths, slowing down the traffic with maybe speed humps, that sort of thing. To make it look nice, street lights, landscaping, something to make that area really presentable. So other than that, that's about all I can report on. But again, Forks Township is on the move. There's an awful lot of building and plans in the pipeline. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. My name is Greg Dorney. I am the Chief of Police with the Forks Township Police Department. I've been in my position now for 18 years. I've been with the department for 28 years. I've been offered the opportunity to give you guys a brief overview of our department, talk a little bit about our experiences in 2020. We only have a few minutes, so this is going to be fairly condensed, but should you at any time after this program have any questions, you are free to contact me. Our direct line for our station is 252-0377. So a brief overview of our police department. Our police department consists of 23 full-time staff members, 22 of which are sworn police officers. One is a civilian clerk. Our police department has been an accredited agency now since December of 2005. We were the first to achieve this accomplishment in Northampton County. The department consists of 4 distinct divisions. It's an administrative division, operations, criminal investigative division, and a patrol division. Our department is on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Officers work 12-hour shifts. Our police station lobby is open 24 hours. As far as breaking down those divisions, the administrative division is tasked with policy development, mission and directives, as well as accreditation. So this consists of myself as a chief of police, one officer who's assigned as an accreditation manager, and a full-time administrative secretary. Operations division, these are the guys who are truly responsible for the oversight of daily tasks, operations, and compliance to policy. The oversight of this division is tasked to the captain, as well as 4 field supervisors at the rank of corporal. The criminal investigative division, this is the division that handles all criminal investigations, however slight or however lengthy. Consists of 3 full-time detectives, one of which is a ranking officer at the rank of corporal. They each work 12-hour shift rotations as well. They share on-call responsibilities. Any incident report that a patrol officer would take that requires any further investigation is tasked to this division. The patrol division, essentially the nuts and bolts of a police department our size, consists of 4 platoons, each consisting of 4 officers. There's a corporal assigned to each platoon as a shift supervisor. Our officers respond to any and all calls of service, no matter how minor or how major. Currently, our patrol officers use mainly marked SUVs. During the more milder portions of the year, we do have motorcycle patrols, we have bicycle patrols, and we actually implemented some walking patrols in the park. So essentially, that's a brief overview. Again, if anyone should have any questions, feel free to contact us, myself, or any officer for that matter. 2020, just a few highlights. I'm going to break this down into 3 areas. I'm going to speak a little bit about COVID-19 and the impact that it has had on our police department, touch on some calls for service, and an update on our accreditation status. COVID-19. Obviously, COVID-19 had a major impact on emergency services everywhere. Our department was certainly no exception. On March 20th of 2020, our department actually experienced the first COVID-related death in Northampton County. Our officers were dispatched to the scene of an individual in cardiac arrest. Officers and EMS personnel did what they do every day. They rushed to the scene to render aid. Our officers entered with a defibrillator prepared to render such aid. It was soon determined that the individual had already passed. Efforts transitioned from life-saving efforts to investigative roles. As more information was gathered, it was determined through the coroner that this was suspected as a COVID case. This would later be confirmed. Unfortunately, the incident would lead to the quarantine of 3 police officers, 2 medics, and a deputy coroner. This one incident would very quickly lead to widespread changes in emergency response in the Lehigh Valley. Suddenly, N95 masks, gloves, and hand sanitizer became a higher priority for police officers than ever before. In many cases, more so than their sidearm, a taser, or pepper spray. It is safe to say that most police departments were not prepared for the sudden onset of a pandemic. We definitely were not. Our tactics would require to be changed. Schedules would be altered. The most minor calls for service were now handled via telephone to limit exposure. Half of our platoons would be assigned to the station, while half would patrol the township in an ongoing effort to maintain visibility and deterrence. Several of our officers, unfortunately, would ultimately test positive for COVID and require quarantine time. The pandemic would lead to widespread changes in how police operate daily, not just here in Forks Township, not just in Lehigh Valley, but throughout this country. Those changes continue today, almost so sometimes on a weekly basis. It is certainly an ongoing challenge. Touch a little bit on our calls for service. Obviously, things were more challenging than ever due to the COVID-19 pandemic. With that in mind, our officers still physically responded to more than 7,000 calls for service during 2020. I recall starting here in the early 90s, and I think that number was probably 1,500 calls. Our township has changed drastically. Officers handled a wide variety of calls for service. Those calls range from the most minor of calls, from parking complaints, to those of a more serious nature, including assaults, to drug crimes, to overdoses. I do believe we've handled most everything within our crimes code, with the exception, fortunately, of a homicide. Again, all of which were a challenge while handling a pandemic. Our accreditation. I want to touch on this a little bit. As I mentioned earlier, in 2005, we became the first accredited police agency in Northampton County. While dealing with a pandemic, we were also facing our 3-year on-site to maintain our accreditation. Our Corporal Jack Dressler, who is our accreditation manager, had spent the previous 3 years working diligently to prove our compliance to all program standards. On November 19th of 2020, the department was once again recognized as an accredited police department. In addition, we were now recognized as what's referred to as a premier agency in Pennsylvania by the PA Chiefs of Police Association. We are one of only 14 police departments that can claim this status. There are currently more than 1,500 municipal police departments in Pennsylvania, of which only 135 are accredited. Out of the 135 accredited police departments, only 14 are named as a premier agency. Again, I'm proud to say at this time, we're the only one in Lehigh Valley that can say such a distinction. Our officers truly take pride in the service they offer to Forks Township and its residents. I know this was condensed, it was in a quick format. Again, I reiterate, we're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Whether you need assistance from myself or any officer working, we're here to answer those questions. I thank you for the opportunity to provide the brief overview, to speak to some of the challenges that we've dealt with in 2020. Again, the police department may be contacted at any time. As a business or a business partner here in Forks Township or surrounding areas, our department is here to support you with basic crime prevention efforts, after-hour business checks. Additionally, we also do offer active shooter preparedness training. Do not hesitate or do not feel shy about calling us. We're here to support you. Should you require further assistance, contact us at your convenience. I thank you for your time and best wishes to you all.
Hi, I'm Donna Azier. I'm the Forks Township Manager and have been here since June of 2020. Yes, I came right at the beginning of COVID. Experienced some very great things, but let me give you a little background about me. I live in Saylorsburg, so I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away, not very far from here. I used to drive through here with my husband, and we would partake of some of the really great places to go and treasures to seek. My mom remembers driving by here when they had bingo up the street from here, and that was when I was little. I grew up in Pocono Summit in Monroe County, so I'm very used to this area, and we're all used to lots of big changes and things. I was a township supervisor and a county commissioner in my former life in Monroe County, and have been a township manager in the past, and now I'm just honored and thrilled to be a part of this family here in Forks Township since June of 2020. When I came on board during COVID, I realized very quickly that you have a super committed board of supervisors and department heads. They wanted to make sure that nothing changed for the residents and for the employees and for the businesses as much as we could possibly control that. They kept folks working here and providing the services that as residents and businesses you've all become accustomed to and you deserve. You pay for that through your tax dollars, your hard-earned tax dollars, and you deserve us to do the best that we can every single day. And this Board of Supervisors was committed to making sure that we came up with safety routines and schedules that would absolutely get those things done and continue to serve the public. We have learned a lot during 2020. We survived COVID, still surviving COVID. We survived flooding in August. and our lovely snow weather events of 2021 as we went through the winter. And what we like to do now is we always take those challenges that we've been served up and review them with our department heads, look things over, and see what we can do better next time, and make sure that we have a game plan for every possible occurrence. I know we can't plan for it all, but you want us to be ready, and we want to be ready for you. So we're trying. We have some things going on in the township, some new things and things you can get involved with. We are updating the comp plan. Our comprehensive plan was last updated in 2010. The Planning Commission, a very, very dedicated group of 9 residents, have taken on the tasks of updating the comp plan in all different parts of what makes up Forks Township. So when you think about it, Forks Township is land use, it's traffic, it's preservation, it's recreation, it's open space, it is business, it is residential, everything that makes it up. So right now they are reviewing land uses, and they are reviewing traffic, and we're reviewing all different types of segments. The exciting part for you that you should know is that a lot of these things will take public input, and we need your help. We need you to watch for advertised public meetings, and we're going to do it safely under COVID regulations, where you can participate and tell us what you think our future should look like. What should we build into a comprehensive plan that says Forks Township in 25 years needs to aim towards this. So stay tuned for that kind of thing. During the comp plan update, we're also looking at a traffic impact study. I know, why study it? Everybody knows we have traffic, everybody knows we have trucks, and they're an issue. But unfortunately, to get funding and to plan with both the state and federal money, we need to have studies. So we are conducting a traffic impact study to figure out where the biggest issues are and what some of the resolutions can be to solve them. So the Planning Commission, again, has taken on the task of reviewing these documents, taking a look at all the uses, the traffic studies, the impact of each intersection, and then we can go forward with meeting with our state and federal representatives, with PennDOT, and see how we can work together to get some improvements made to make sure the roads are safe. We have a lot of state roads here in Forks Township that we proudly help maintain. We need the state to come in and help us be a partner in fixing them so that they're safe, both during the wintertime when we maintain them, during the summertime when we have all kinds of traffic. Did you hear about our e-newsletter? We have a thing called Constant Contact. If you haven't visited our website lately, forkstownship.org, please go there. Constant Contact is a newsletter that we are sending out. Now, we're not stopping our hard copy newsletter. We know how much you all love that. So we're still doing that regularly. But in between, there's things that come up. So we want to send them out. We want to send out what's happening for the summer in the rec department. How about your recycling schedule? Hours for the recycling center, and when are the bulk pickups? We are now doing e-newsletters through Constant Contact, and you go into our website, look for the link down at the bottom or across the banner in the middle, and put in your email address, and you can be added to the already over 1,000 people who have signed up for this. We have a new alert system so that you stay informed as to when there is an issue in the township. Road closures, snowstorms, flooding, traffic lights down, anything that would affect your commute or your existence here in Forks Township, we're going to send out an alert. It's called Savvy Citizen. It replaces Nixle. So if you have Nixle, we're not using that any longer, but we are using Savvy Citizen. Again, you can go to the township website, look for the link for Savvy Citizen, and you can sign up to get either texts or emails or the app on your phone, or all three if you like your phone dinging 3 times every time there's an alert. That's up to you. Last year, we were lucky enough to apply for and receive about $40,000 in grants that helped fund our COVID expenses. In several of our buildings, we went touchless to make it safer for residents, visitors, employees. We also put up a lot of plexiglass in between our different offices for the safety of both the employees and the visitors to the township buildings and the community center. We also got a grant in the amount of $8,000 to update some lights in the community center parking lot. So we're pretty proud of that money. It helped reimburse our general fund so that we were able to use those general fund monies elsewhere. And we will continue on a regular basis to look for and apply for grants in all different areas so that we have other funding sources to help fund the projects that need to be done. As the COVID restrictions are slowly loosening, and we hope that they continue to head in that direction, we are conducting meetings both in person and through Zoom. We know and want to encourage people to please participate in our meetings, our planning commission meetings and our supervisor meetings. The links are all posted to the township website prior to the meeting. You can stay at home. You don't have to find a babysitter. You don't have to get out of your PJs if you don't want to, and you can actually hear what's going on, participate through a chat or through your microphones at home. But please, we're going to continue to follow CDC guidelines. We are allowing a few people into the meetings, but we are encouraging virtual participation, and we hope that you will look for the links, sign up, and be part. Stay informed. Let us know what you think about what's happening at the meetings. The Board of Supervisors do appreciate the feedback. We're always looking for more effective and efficient ways to conduct our business here. We are finding better ways to cut expenses. The folks in the administrative office, Bill, our new finance manager, we've got Vilma, we've got Sue, we have Heather. They are all working every day, waiting on the folks that come in, the visitors, the businesses, the residents, to pay your utility bills, to ask directions, to find out where you can get a copy of this or a copy of that. So we're always looking on ways to improve our service, and we will continue to do that throughout 2021 and into the future. I just want to say that I'm super honored and super excited to be a part of this family here in Forks Township. I look forward to all the great things that I know we are going to do. I have learned so much from our department heads who are truly loyal to this township, and to the Board of Supervisors who want nothing but the best in every decision that they make for all the residents, for the businesses, and for the visitors of Forks Township. Honored to be a part of it and look forward to the future. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, my name is Rachel Solzbeck. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation for Forks Township.
As you may know, we have 7 parks throughout the township that offer both passive and active recreation for our residents. 11 miles of recreation paths include an access to the Two Rivers Trail, which is 30 miles of trail connecting municipalities in Northampton County. This past year was a challenge for us all. The community center was forced to close on March 14th through June 28th, and then again December 12th through January 3rd. Throughout this time, our parks and trails did remain open. When the center opened back up to the public, we had to put in additional policies and procedures in place so that we were offering our residents a safe place to recreate. We began disinfecting touch points every hour and cleaning our fitness center and restrooms every 4 hours. We received a grant to upgrade our water fountains, sink faucets, and toilet flushers to touchless. We required COVID waivers to be signed by all participants and for organizations and leagues to provide us with written guidelines on how they would follow CDC. Back in March, when the whole country shut down, no one knew how to handle it. My department, with the help of Public Works and the Board of Supervisors, decided what better way to lift the spirits of all by parading our bunny around town.
Stay here. We can stay here. Oh my goodness, the bunny left you something.
We drove up and down every street in the township, putting smiles on our residents' faces. Both young and old enjoyed. Following all guidelines, we were able to offer 7 softball tournaments throughout the summer, a fall and winter basketball league where all practices and games were held at the community center, which included 75 teams. We were able to host all of our outdoor events with the exception of the Food Truck Festival and Forks Community Days. We offer our residents many different fitness opportunities in which they can participate. We have a fitness center that has cardio and strength equipment as well as free weights. We have an outdoor fitness walk in Community Park. We offer group fitness opportunities such as Jazzercise, Zumba Gold, yoga, and Tai Chi. We also have personal trainers for small group and individual training. We have community facility rentals available to our residents, which include amphitheater, ball field and multi-purpose fields, gymnasiums, pavilions, and rooms for meetings and parties. Throughout the year, we were still able to offer many programs, including martial arts, parents' night out, painting with a twist, tennis, golf, and amazing athletes. Annually, we offer community events for all ages. These events include our Easter egg hunt, tacos and trivia, Sounds of Summer, Forks Food Truck Festival, Movies in the Park, Forks Community Days, Big Rig Roundup, Pumpkin Patch in the Park, and our Forks Holiday Festival and tree lighting. So although this past year has been difficult for everyone, we have tried very hard to provide a place for people to socialize and be able to physically unwind from all of the stresses associated with COVID-19.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the program. Just another reminder that we are having a Forks Small Business Week starting April 24th through May 1st. Check out our Facebook page at Forks Business to see who is participating and what their deals are.